Timestamp November 24th, 2025, about 6 a.m. Mute the Roku. Trying to get my arson gear here. I just got up not that long ago. Woke up to...
Sometimes we feel guilty.
We do. Sometimes we do feel guilty. But not today. Woke up. Morning, Scrap. You were lounging on the carpet. Newly discovered carpet in the room there. It's great to lay down on. I never knew. Move it. I woke up to the Sunmakers, Doctor Who and Leela. Not a bad way to wake up. Down, boy! Also woke up to, it always looks like caramelized coffee on the bottom of the coffee pot. I usually leave a coffee pot on, but I think Tiny must have had a cup or two, because there was enough in the coffee pot that it shouldn't have, like, burned down. You know, like boiled down and whatnot. Not worried about it. But, oops. So I've run water and vinegar through. Cleaned out the pot. Sometimes it still has that like burnt residue and whatnot. So did a vinegar treatment basically. And I ran hot water through a few more times. So I don't have coffee with a vinegar flavor. Learned that one in my ute. One more. That's a good thing. I was looking at my channel real quick. I think I might have been shadow banned or something because the viewership just like completely dropped out, which luckily I'm not worried about it nor reliant on what I'm doing here. I get no money for this. This is more of a science project than anything. Every now and then I hear in my head Tim Allen saying historical documents. This is me kind of time-stamping my life a little bit. I try and do an entry every day, half an hour. Kind of day in the life of both because of what I'm going through with my parents, and also I need both paws for this, I think. With the emphysema, I had explained this a few times, but it's been a while, so I'll recap. I got diagnosed with emphysema a year and change ago. Yeah. And terrifying idea. Told by a doctor that I've got a disease that's terminal but manageable. I don't know what the hell that means exactly. I mean, I know what that means, but I'm an English major. I know what that means. So, started doing what made sense to me. Which, oh, that works out okay. Ish. You do that. Yay. Started doing what anybody in this particular era, I think, would do. And I started looking at YouTube to see if there were other people out there that had it and what they were going through. So I had an idea as to whether or not, am I dying in a year? Is this, when they say manageable, what does that mean? Am I going to be on an oxygen tank for the rest of my life? There we go. Having some of the good stuff. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to die from something, right? Just kind of wanted to know what my options were, and treatment. Do I have a year? Do I have 20? Those little thought questions. And I found quite a few people. And there's other worse things out there than emphysema. I don't have lung cancer that I know of. Pulmonary fibrosis, which that sounds terrifying. But I found a guy online that has that, and he's actually been inspirational. It's a much more serious condition. He's had it for years, and he's out there doing like bike rides every morning and trying to keep his lungs fit and whatnot. I'm not doing anywhere near that kind of activity, although at some point I might, depending on where this path takes me. But found quite a few people that had emphysema, and saw, a couple years worth of videos, and a lot of them weren't necessarily in bad shape, but then the videos suddenly stopped. And it's kind of like, you watch the whole miniseries except for the final episode, which never gets broadcast, and you're sitting back wondering, who lived, who died, did Tina ever find out about Maxwell, whatever. And what about Julie? Did she marry the, you don't know what happened. And I even sent a couple, DMs, emails through YouTube, just, kind of a, are you okay? And never got responses. So, being me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what they're doing, but I'm going to try and do a video every day, every other day, until, exactly. Man. So that's what I've been doing. Between that and dealing with the crazy that is my parents, and the fact that I am a dork. I'm something of a geeky dork. I just was like, well, I'm going to, and my family's like supportive on it, but at the same time they're like, don't get me on camera, this is all you. Just kind of letting you into my world for half an hour a day. It gives me that therapeutic moment of talking to someone about my problems. But, it's a good thing I'm not reliant on this for revenue or anything like that. Because I know I've said some terrible things about the big orange guy. And I think maybe the algorithm, shadow banned me or something. Because my not huge viewership. I got 80-something people, subscribers, and my videos typically get in between 2 and 60. Got a couple that have 500 watches, which is weird to me. But in between 2 and 60 a day, in the past 4 or 5 days, there's been 0. I'm like, I think I made a censor mad. which, whatever. The truth will out. I'm going to speak my mind, and, you know, with the No Kings protests and stuff like that, you can't tell me I'm the only person that feels this way. We have elected a very bad man. And with some of the stuff that I'm seeing from that ETA organization, I'm kind of wondering if he actually won the last election. I don't like getting into conspiracy theories, but, you know, Elon, he knows those machines. Hey. Actually, he probably doesn't, but he's got people in his employ that probably do. And it's interesting that he won a lot of the swing states by just enough, and there's some fuzzy stuff in the numbers. That's interesting. Convenient, even. But yeah. We did not do a garage sale yesterday because I was making. Okay, thought I had a bug crawling on me, shedding. Got to take that shower this morning. It's been 2 days. It's time. I'm feeling greasy. Making tremendous progress out in the garage. I got to show you. It's kind of like, at this moment, it's kind of like walking into. Jinx, please stop moving the water bowl. I almost killed myself. It's like walking into Aladdin's place. Alright, so I still got my plastic totes everywhere. But, turning the corner, remember I had shown you, well, maybe you don't remember if you didn't see the video because, again, I think I might have been shadow banned. I don't know how that works. I have to have one of my friends check it out because I'm the owner. I can't necessarily look at it from an outsider point of view. But I had the big shelf that my dad built and the shelves on the wall and that little alcove that I was able to walk through. Yeah. So I managed to strip it pretty much. Ow, that was my foot. Let me kick that real quick. What the hell are you? I don't know who you are. This machinery. That was me trying to say machinery and equipment at the same time. It's machinations. Step under this now. Oh, dear God. Oh. Okay. Got a dance floor out here. So I gotta figure out where to put that wooden plank. That's actually a little bit too long to use against the creatures of Silent Hill. It needs to be a little bit shorter. But yeah. So I created a whole bunch of space here, which is great. So that's one of my missions today. I'm gonna take a shower first, though. Making some coffee, some caffee. But got all that kind of to where it makes sense. Repacked the brown shelves on the walls with. Just got. See, I'm not kidding when I say my mom was getting like 6 of every appliance. You know, I got some skillet sets and some cast iron. That's some kind of blender from hell. Some other weird kitchen gadgets. That is the 3rd rotisserie that we found. I don't know. It's all very strange. But yeah. So. Found some more MREs. These guys. It's I think Four Patriots or something like that. They had to have seen it like on Fox or OAN or Newsmax or something. Apocalypse Planning. We got like 30 of these things. Oh, there's a couple more. Yeah, I think we got. Okay. Stepped on something, wasn't sure what. Got like 30 of the damn things. Tiny and I were doing the math last night. Oh, dear God. Oh, murder. Oh, shit. Okay. I moved something else shifted, and I thought might have Cascade on top of me. We're good. If the four of us were here eating nothing but the MREs according to what they say, you know, how long it'll last and all that, we'd probably have a little bit over 2 years worth of food. Which, okay, I absolutely don't think we're in a good place economically, historically. Really don't. And I think the history books will out on that. As long as nobody lets Betsy DeVos rewrite them. But I don't think we're heading for an apocalypse exactly. So I don't know that I'm going to be forced to eat nothing but MREs for the next 2 years. I don't think that's going to be a thing. Are things in a bad place? Yeah. You can say what you want about Biden. He actually did have things heading in the right direction. Economically, it was just slow. But I'm old enough to remember that Obama ran into the same thing with the economy that he inherited from W. And that's how it works. Republicans rip up the economy, Democrats come along and fix it. And then somebody votes in a Republican again, and break, fix, break, fix. I would encourage you to check out videos by Robert Reich. Last name is pronounced Reich, but spelled like Reich, which is terrifying. But he was an economist during, I think, Clinton and Obama. He and Bernie understand the numbers, and they can explain it better than I can, but the system's very much been rigged in a lot of ways, and the Republicans are more prone to do the rigging. Some of your corporate Democrats, though, I won't defend them either. Pelosi's made a lot of money on the stock market. A lot of money on the stock market. And it's weird because a lot of her really good investments happened right after she found out information about the corporations that we didn't know about. Isn't that weird? Almost looks like insider trading. Nah. Because politicians would never do anything unscrupulous. Not sure why. Oh, food. And I was like, why did I get on that tangent? But yeah, we've got, and don't need, but my parents. Yeah, like in between probably 2.5 years. And that's for the four of us, so they were just buying for the two of them. You know, they had 5 years worth of food. things about to happen. And I can't answer that, but I'm not going to, because I found a lot of different propaganda magazines and things they apparently have been getting for the past like 10 plus years. That they were among the cult of the brainwashed. I keep using past tense for my dad. He's not gone yet. But, he kind of is. You know, visited with him last Monday and he didn't know who I was. So, when Kelly was like, "This is your son, this is Mark," and my dad was like, "How did he get so tall? He's, you know." So for some reason I'm 12 again in his head. So, my dad, for all intents and purposes, is gone. And just, again, as a catch-up video, my mom passed in May. She had heart disease, COPD, emphysema. She was renal stage 4, very diabetic, and liked to eat whatever she wanted to eat and wouldn't use a BiPAP. Overweight, didn't exercise. Frankly, surprised she made it to 85. And we had a raffle going on at my house and all of us lost. Just because, making light of it, but we're all amazed that, the past like 3 years she spent over half of that time in the hospital. Like, how are you pushing through this? You are very broken inside and you are doing everything wrong. It's almost like you're trying to die. But she'd be in for 4 months and they'd let her go home for, go home, and then a month or two later she'd have a collapse or an issue and she's back in for, 6 months or what have you. It's past 3 years. So, yeah, when I did get that phone call, I wasn't real surprised. There's the shock of it, but at the same time, okay. And it's not me being callous. Please don't misunderstand that. Because I even tried to help. My wife and I both tried to help a lot. And back in 2023, I was even cooking for her for a couple months. And then she made it clear that even though I was cooking good food, she wanted more of stuff that she shouldn't be having. I'm like, look, this is you choosing to poison yourself. You know that, right? I need you to understand that, and I need you to understand that I know what you're asking me to do for you. This is like assisted suicide through bad diet. That's what it felt like, honestly. You want an entire plate full of sweet potatoes. You should not have that because of one of the conditions that you have. You can still do a lot with it from a dietary standpoint. Diabetic, kidney problems, heart problems, lung problems. There's still a lot of things that you can do that are good for you. Bearing all those things in mind, and some things that you can do a little bit of, but not a whole lot of. But she wanted to do a whole lot of the stuff she shouldn't do that much of, or shouldn't do at all. I want pork chops. I can do some lean pork chops for you like once a week. No, I want it more than that. See, you shouldn't. You should be pretty pescatarian right now. We should be doing a lot of chicken and fish, poultry. We can do some turkey. If you're feeling extravagant, we can do some duck. Fish. Bring on the salmon. Cod. Something. Burgers and pork chops. No. Oh, this is calling me so much. Doing one of these are those large face Looney Tunes mugs that I was talking to you about. That again, they did the Bugs, Sylvester, Tweety, and Taz, and I cannot seem to get them in unbroken. Just can't. I've got 2 Bugs, 2 Sylvesters, that last Tweety and that last Taz. I've gotten 3 broken Tweeties and I think 2 broken Tazes over the past 3 months. Cannot seem to get a second one of each in here. They just, I don't know. Actually, this last one I absolutely know. It was packed dumb. They packed it with a very light confetti, which when you can pick up the box and you can not shake it, but do that and you feel it, the thing inside it move. Nope. That just means it's going to be able to impact. And even if you put fragile stickers on the box, it doesn't mean the postal carrier is going to, carry it around like nitroglycerin or something. They're not going to, they're still going to go, hey, put this on the truck. I've worked in warehouses. I know how this works. If you don't pack it well, it will break. But I have one more Taz on the. Actually, I have one of each on the way. Mortality rate's not good for these, so we'll see. I'm just trying to get 2 of each. And I'm good. But yeah, didn't do a garage sale. We're gonna do, I think, some garage sales this weekend. Coming up on Black Friday. We're probably gonna do a garage sale on Black Friday. No idea how that's gonna play out, but I'm hoping that a lot of people will be on the road. Made some very good progress over the weekend, though. I'm very encouraged by it. Got a lot out on eBay, too. Some Monster High, some Scooby-Doo, a little bit of Doctor Who, a little bit of Star Trek. I've got those AD&D figures I need to list. I still actually have Scooby-Doo and Star Trek to list. Pretty much got all the Doctor Who up at the moment. Because that's what I do. I buy, I play, and I resell what I don't want. And it works out pretty well, usually. I can usually make my money back, sometimes double, sometimes triple. It's Kawaii Vanilla Macadamia. You can get it on Amazon, and occasionally they'll get it at Publix and do a BOGO, which I've been known to. I won't shop at Publix on a regular basis, but they're buy one, get ones. I'll take advantage of that. But yeah, I've got the brown shelves that are accessible, mostly cleared off. There's still some debris there I got to take care of. But then I can start putting my clear plastic totes on there. I can reset the next set as my backup food pantry, because food storage in here, surprisingly, is pretty lean. But with those shelves that my dad built, it gives me a lot of room there to work with. Move all my giant pink totes, I think, against the rolling table that my dad made. That's that big monstrosity. And then I've got pretty much free access to the other half of the garage, because Marcus did good. Take a shower, though. Now, I woke up and my hair was like, okay. I look like an elk. It is time. Tom Baker and the lovely Louise Jameson running around on the TV screen. Sunmakers, fun episode. Yep. When I went to bed, it was Rebos Operation. Key to Time series. Doctor and Romana 1. It's amazing. You get that little bit of progress, not a little bit, but you make that progress, and it's like fuel. It's like encouraging for the next step. Yeah, I showed Tanya last night, and it was like we could dance here in the middle of the garage. We could actually dance here. So, and of course, the shelves on the other side of the garage are full of books because. Of course they are. Those look like actual books, though, not magazines full of regret. If you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm talking about there. But mostly cookbooks, from the looks of it. Hundreds and hundreds of cookbooks. I mean, I shrug my shoulders, but Mom, I know. She maintained that she was working on a cookbook collection, and I'm really certain she can't be the only person in America that has a cookbook collection. But it's a little extreme. When I say extreme, I don't mean the content. I mean the volume. It's not like African kebabs made easy. It's not like unusual cookbooks. It's just all of them. I think she wanted all of them. Can't even. And I still maintain for her it was almost like porn. You know what I mean? When you're 12 and you're looking at a Playboy, you're like, yeah, all right, yeah. I think it was the same for her. She's looking at that going, yeah, strudel, all right, yeah, ooh. Look at this brisket fold out. Oh, yeah. Check out the veggies on that one. Sorry, in my head I'm thinking, I wonder if the cookbooks are going to have sticky pages and what that would be all about. Don't delve too deep into that. I've spent way too much or maybe not enough time on stage. Yeah, I'm well aware that I got problems. I'm well aware of that. Thanks for noticing. So yeah, I'm going to be boxing up some books for a few minutes, nay hours. I'm going to try and explore. I'm still looking for... There's still very important paperwork that's missing. Some heirloomy stuff. We don't know what my dad did with them. So, that's part of what we're doing, going through the place, is not just trying to store it properly, but also, find this stuff that's missing. Grandkids are supposed to be getting some things when they both pass. I don't even know where they are. I know where they were, and I know what my mom and I had discussed, because my mom was pretty much the manager of the household in that respect. But with her in the hospital all the time, and her even having cognitive issues, and my dad's paranoia and everything, the head of security went insane and started going through paranoid delusions. So any and all contingency plans got nuked. And he was left to his own devices for the better part of 2 years. We found some rather odd things hidden in rather odd places. So, yeah. I got nothing. I'm trying to figure it out, but I got nothing. Yeah, when we got here, because some of that stuff was supposed to be, was stored in the safe. They had like a floor safe kind of thing. And when we got here, after Mom had passed and we had gotten Dad in a safe place, because again, paranoid delusion, guns everywhere. Yeah, let's leave this man alone by himself. It'll be great. Nothing bad will happen. We found the safe pulled out of the floor in the middle of a room, open and empty. What was that about? No idea. No idea. Nope. Don't even know what was in it. We just know that it at that moment was empty. It should have had some of the important paperwork. It should have had the pocket watches. It should have had quite a few things. Dementia. Yep. And we're just hoping he didn't give it to Chuck the Wonder Idiot or throw it in the lake or something, you know. I feel like we're trying to prove a negative at times, you know. I mean, if we find the stuff, then we know he didn't. If we never find the stuff, then we don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I won't be bored today. And I'm keeping my sense of humor about things. But yeah, no, made amazing progress over the past 2-3 days. And I'm hoping to do some more of that. Do some eBay, make a little extra money here and there. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta support my habit, you know. Still not AI. I don't know how AI would handle. Actually, it's gotten pretty better at like rendering like hair and things, right? I've seen some AI people on YouTube recently, and it's like, you look something in between human and mannequin-like. You're a little creepy. I'm real. But, yeah, feel free to like and comment if you want. Let me know if I've been shadow banned or not. Of course, if you're not seeing this, then don't like and don't comment. Anyway, make it a great day.